their resume this NRRL season.
On today, so many stars in just 1 week. Jodie Foster and Stanley Tucci are here.
Plus, Dickie catches up with Split Ends, and we wrap up the weekend's huge footy action.
Bay of Fires has been named Best Australian Beach 2025 by Australian Tourism. It's a list compiled following a comprehensive study of up to 12,000 Australian beaches, and this is it. This is the one, the best. Arrive here and you've reached the peak. Any other beach is, unfortunately, a tad of a disappointment.
The Bay of Fires isn't just a single beach, but a 10-kilometre stretch of stunning coastline on the northeast tip of Tasmania, just over 2 hours' drive from Launceston. While the white sands and bluest of waters are a given for the best beaches title, it's the coloured boulders that have made it iconic.
Gee, this colour, it's all its own, isn't it?
It is all its own, yeah. I think it's exaggerated by the fact that there's iron in the rocks.
Right.
It's just on a beautiful sunny day, you know, like the colours are just,
As a mainlander, you don't see a beach like this. I mean, this is it, pretty much empty. It's the height of the season.
We just haven't got that population to cover the beaches.
It's also the starting point of our 4x4 adventure with Bay of Fires local Dick Lefevre.
Where did the name of the Bay of Fires come from?
In 1773, a British explorer with a French name called Tobias Furneaux sailed the coast of Tasmania, and he saw a whole heap of smoke coming from the fires of the different Aboriginal peoples. And so he called it the Bay of Fires. And most people say it's because of the orange rocks. And that is not true.
Dick drives you in comfort around some of the region's best sites, from the coast into the countryside and to an old abandoned dam left over from Tasmania's tin mining era.
Gee, it really is some feat of engineering, isn't it?
Oh, it's unbelievable what they could do, you know, just with manpower.
Mount Paris Dam dates back to Tasmania's tin mining era of the 1930s, but all that remains is the imposing dam wall.
This is clearly a major undertaking.
Oh, but for the time, it was unbelievable to think that everything was poured by hand and wheel by wheelbarrow right across the dam to pour it one wheelbarrow full at a time. It held back water for the Mount Paris mine, which is about 12 kilometres over the other side of the hills, to mine for tin. But this is one of my favourite places to come on tour. Just the sheer size of it, in the middle of nowhere. Yeah.
Just a short drive away is the Myrtle Rainforest Walk, an easy 15-minute loop that's home to some of the oldest myrtle trees in the world.
That's a real fantasy forest in here, isn't it?
It is.
It's ferns, and what else we got?
We've got myrtle trees and sassafras trees. Just a beautiful canopy.
What's going on here?
The tree is actually growing out of the fern, and now that's reaching up for the light and it's pushed the fern over. Some of these trees in here will probably be 600-800 years old.
Really?
Yeah, my word. Yeah. And it's just such a magical place.
Anyone can explore Tasmania solo, but with Dick behind the wheel, you get the added bonus of insider knowledge.
People say when they do a tour with Tas 4x4 tours that they would not have seen what they saw if they had have done it on their own.
Yeah. If there's anything here in Tasmania that's going to give the wilderness a run for its money, it'd have to be something gourmet. So having munched on a chunk from Mother Nature's menu, seems only right to now munch on a chunk from the man-made menu.
Pinegarner Dairy and its Farmgate Cafe opened in 1992, but farmers in this region have been making cheese for over 130 years.
And this is the Pinegarner Valley. What we see is it.
Definitely, yeah. A beautiful little fertile valley that it is.
So it's dairy
country.
So the cows that we see here, they're providing the milk for the cheese.
Most definitely. You make the cheese here on site. Yeah.
So it really is, udder to plate, isn't it?
On just a one-day four-wheel drive adventure, you'll tick off some of this region's top sites and finish up back at Billabong Bay, the southern end of the Bay of Fires.
Right here is where Mother Nature stretched out against a rock, boiled up a pot of herbal inspiration and took to the brush, and never one to just smush up a mess of colour, muddle up a masterpiece and return to the boiling billy. This is proof she cared about form and texture and light and shade. And not only has she lit up the Bay of Fires with the full blaze of brightest colour, you don't have to go far to realise she's ringed it and she's edged it and she's framed it with even more splendour.
After the break, we visit one of the most beautiful villages in France.
So this is a typical medieval village. It was created during the 1100s. You can see it's just a very beautiful place.
Tonight in NBN News, the Liberals' last-ditch effort to retain the seat of Farah as One Nation fights for it. 2 hostages freed after a tense police operation at a German bank. Several people killed after an Indonesian volcano erupts. Celebrations for Sir David Attenborough's 100th birthday. Juggling motherhood and sporting careers, talented mums keeping a lot of balls in the air.
What were we called? The pelvic floor pelicans or something like that.
Get 4 items for just $6.95 with Macca's McSmart Meal. Grab a cheeseburger, small fries and soft drink, plus choose your favourite side. Available every day for just $6.95.
We don't age. We upgrade. L'Oreal Age Perfect Collagen Cream, enriched with microcollagen. Skin is firmer in just one use. Retightened. Collagen Cream by L'Oreal Paris. Your perfect age is now. We're worth it.
Something more adult.
He's on a horse's back.
How about kid? The grown-ups are talking.
Line of cargo shorts.
The man, Roy.
Oh, yes, there he is.
Oh man. Again.
Figtree Estate Kyogle has almost sold out. Generous acreage lifestyle block size from 2 acres to 6.3 acres. Only 9 lots remain. This may be your last chance to build amongst these beautiful natural surrounds. For more information, contact PRD Northern Rivers.
We've been managing flood infrastructure along the Richmond River for 65 years. We're proud to be working behind the scenes to maintain floodgates, drains and levees for communities along the Richmond River. We're Rouse, taking care of what matters.
Discover Emerald Cruises' award-winning European river cruises with exceptional inclusions. Enjoy relaxed luxury and authentic adventures as you explore France with excursions and active experiences, including hiking, bike tours, canoeing and more. Early bird offers for 2027 are out now. 8-day luxury river cruise from only $4,645. Contact your travel advisor or visit emeraldcruises.com.au.
Maybe this will shake things up. I'm doubling that bonus. $20,000.
Cash-soaked Sunday.
I would kick your butt.
When greed takes over,
That put a rocket up some of you.
it all comes down
Lady Gaga, Rihanna, Coldplay,
to the very
Shakira, Eminem, Kendrick Lamar, Sting.
last second. The Floor, Sunday at 7 on 9. This program brought to you by Emerald Cruises. Discover a new era of luxury yacht cruising today.
With its quaint countryside, rolling vineyards, Roman ruins, and incredible architecture, it's no wonder France has become one of the world's most popular travel destinations. And surely, there's no better way to explore it than gliding along a river, taking in its beauty at every turn. Lyon is the third largest city in France and an important hub for arts, winemaking, and of course, gastronomy. From here, we'll spend the next 8 days cruising along the Saône and Rhône rivers aboard the magnificent Emerald Liberté, travelling north on the Saône before meandering our way south to our final destination, Arles. Our first stop along the river is Beaune, delivering all the magic of the French countryside. Cobblestone pathways, storybook charm, knights in shining armour, maybe, and of course, wine. So much wine. We're in the wine capital of Burgundy.
So, the Bourgogne Aligoté with 100% of Aligoté come from Burgundy.
Despite growing wine for centuries, Burgundy has only recently found its way onto the global wine map.
But interesting when you think of the history that it's been 2,000 years that they've been making wine. But because Burgundy is the most landlocked wine region in France, it was so hard to get wine out of Burgundy that it's really been only the last few decades that the world has sat up and taken notice of Burgundy.
This is a lovely way to spend an afternoon.
And it is very healthy for you. It makes you
Wine.
happy and it clears your arteries.
Is that
So you get to eat lots of cheese and drink lots of wine
I'll tell
to
that
be
to my
healthy.
doctor.
There you go.
There's a real sense of balance on a trip like this. You can go outside, explore, do all the activities you want. And when you come back on board, you can slow down the pace, relax, and just take in the view. Emerald Liberté has just 67 guest cabins, making it an intimate and personalized cruising experience. As the sun rises on another glorious day in the French region of Provence, Emerald Liberté delivers us to yet another of its most beautiful riverside towns. This is Peru. Yes, this is a typical medieval village. It's beautiful, Aurelie.
Yeah, it was created during the 1100s. And we can see this beautiful architecture with the crossed windows, you see, stones everywhere, the specific bricks. So it's just a very nice place.
Oh, Aurelie, I love Peru, but this is the one thing you've told me I should try.
Exactly. When you come here, it's a tradition to eat a piece of galette of Pérouge, this kind of sugar pizza, and then to drink a glass of this very good sweet sparkling rosé wine.
Yeah, should we try?
Yes, of course. You like that?
Yeah, I love it. It looks like pizza, but it does not taste like pizza.
So actually, it's a very old traditional pie. And we mix mainly sugar and butter.
Of course.
Then, it's cooked in the oven, in the chimney, and we have just a beautiful caramelized pie.
The market square is the historic center of town and the main gathering place for over 6 centuries.
So here was a very active city, and it's very interesting to know that at the end of the 19th century, because of the industrial revolution and the construction of the railways at the bottom of the hill and in the valley, the people abandoned the place, and then the family Thibault, the last family of the people living here, they had to find a solution to save the place.
Well, we're so lucky that they saved it and we can sit here and have the galette and drink our wine.
Yeah.
Join Emerald Cruises to discover the magic of river cruising in France. All meals plus selected drinks, shore excursions and more are included. Secure your unforgettable 2026 or 2027 departure today with super early bird savings of up to $1,800 per person. Getaway viewers can save an additional $250 per person off the Emerald Cruises Luxury River Cruise Collection. selection. For more information or to request your voucher, visit emeraldcruises.com.au/getaway offer. Call 1300 390 386 or speak to your travel advisor. Well, thank you so much for globe-trotting around the world with us again. Next week, our trip through France continues.
Oh, wow. I feel like I'm in history. 2,000 years of it.
Yeah, it's still going.
Plus, we are river tubing in far north Queensland.
I can't stop smiling because those rapids were so good, but now it feels so tranquil.
Alrighty, until then, bon voyage.
Tonight, the fight for Farah, one nation poised to open a new era in Australian politics, and a Liberal stronghold expected to crumble. Hikers killed as an Indonesian volcano erupts, sparking a major rescue effort. 5 people from Australia confirmed on board the virus-riddled cruise ship now bound for Spain. A birthday party 100 years in the making. Well wishes from royalty for the King of Conservation. And the Knights thrash the Dragons in a dominant afternoon performance.
This is NBN News with Jane Goldsmith.
Good evening. Counting has just started in what is considered one of the country's most significant by-elections. Tonight, One Nation is looking to upend the political landscape, starting with Farah, with the relevance of the Liberal Party and coalition hanging in the balance.
The man hoping to meet the moment in Farah. Opposition leader Angus Taylor under pressure to retain his predecessor's long-held Liberal seat after knifing Susan Lee for the top job.
One for Raisa. Got them all. You've got them all. This is Raisa right here.
Important day for Farah. We're humbly asking the people of Farah to vote for Raisa, to vote for the Liberal Party.
The Liberal Party is not only the hope of Farah, but for the rest of the country.
The local Liberal candidate facing an uphill battle.
Your first name? Raisa.
With One Nation on the march. Is it a win for One Nation today?
Well, that's our plan.
At the centre of a political earthquake.
Thanks, mate.
Shaking up the Conservative status quo.
You know, the nation's looking for change. Farah's screaming out for change.
His leader, Pauline Hanson, venturing further afield into the sprawling regional electorate.
Hello, I'll give you a hug. Thank you.
Voters undeterred. Which way is your support going, do you think?
Pauline.
David Farley.
Farley, for sure.
And why is that?
Just sick of the garbage of the major parties.
I've voted mostly Liberal all my life, but they are not connected at the moment.
I'm really sad at the idea that a community that has such a strong sort of migrant, multicultural background could possibly vote in One Nation. That makes me really sad.
The local independent also in with a shot and pushing back against the major parties.
Yeah, I think they've lost that connection and the understanding of what it's like, you know, what it costs a tank of fuel really costs.
I think the clear message is that the two major parties, it's not business as usual anymore.
This town of Albury is where the Liberal Party officially began back in 1944, but today's by-election could spell disaster for its current leader, Angus Taylor.
The Liberal Party made a decision on a new leader, and that's had ramifications, and we just get on with the job.
We're going to keep fighting for the things we believe in and that we know are the right things for this wonderful part of Australia.
Regardless of tonight's outcome, it's clear new forces are moving in on coalition heartland. Amanda Kopp, NBN News.
3 hikers have been killed and more than a dozen others have had to run for their lives after one of Indonesia's most active volcanoes erupted. The crater deemed so dangerous it had already been closed to visitors.
Oh, the rock are coming!
A front row seat to the power and brutality of nature. This tour guide and 2 European travellers have narrowly escaped the tragedy unfolding.
Oh, they died.
Mount Dukunung in Indonesia erupting, spewing ash into the sky on Friday, killing 2 foreign tourists and a local. 17 more hikers, 7 Singaporeans and 10 Indonesians rescued by authorities. Mount Dukanul continues to erupt, this rescuer says. The material is large enough to endanger the Joint Search and Rescue Team. The search is temporarily stopped until tomorrow. The active volcano is located on the northern tip of the Halmahera Island, around 2,300 kilometres northeast of Bali. This was another eruption only last month. And in 2024, dozens of tourists narrowly escaped after another large blast. A 4-kilometre exclusion zone had been in place for the volcano's crater. That was ignored. These hikers and their guides had just left the area yesterday morning, moments before it went off.
When we are there, I already heard the deep eruption. And I make decision we have to climb down.
A decision that saved their lives. The bodies of the 3 victims are yet to be recovered. James Wilson, NBN News.
Iran is expected to respond to America's latest peace proposal in a matter of hours as the ceasefire between the nations continues to fracture. The US striking 2 Iranian-flagged oil tankers as they approached the Strait of Hormuz.
On face value, the ceasefire is falling apart. Rockets launching into the night, Iran says this is its military firing at US warships in the Strait of Hormuz.
Only stupid countries don't shoot back when you're shot at. And we're not a stupid country.
The US Navy says it wasn't hit, but in return it targeted Iranian military facilities.
Bro, the red line is clear. If they threaten Americans, they're going to get blown up.
The fighting flare-up didn't stop there. A US fighter jet striking 2 Iranian-flagged oil tankers outside the strait today. America's Navy says the ships were trying to reach port. Tehran's Foreign Minister Abbas Araghchi posting to social media, every time a diplomatic solution is on the table, the US opts for a reckless military adventure. The US president is adamant the ceasefire still stands, but as negotiations drag out, there are concerns Iran is slow-rolling the states.
We'll find out soon enough.
Donald Trump says Iran's response to his latest proposal for peace is imminent. In the United States, Lily Greer, NBN News.
The so-called ISIS brides who are back living in the community will be eligible for taxpayer-funded support as part of their reintegration. The children linked to Islamic State will be asked to participate in de-radicalisation programs.
After years in a Syrian refugee camp, only one of the so-called ISIS brides is free to return to life in Australia. Zara Ahmed and the 8 children who touched down in Melbourne will be offered support from government services while being monitored.
Victoria Police and the Australian Federal Police are now working very closely in relation to this matter.
The children will be asked to take part in de-radicalisation programs, while Zara Ahmed, the widow of an Islamic State recruiter, is expected to be eligible for a range of taxpayer-funded supports like rental assistance and parenting payments.
Clearly, these people are Australian citizens. They have some rights in respect of that.
The question should be directed to Jacinta Allen. What trauma support are you providing affected Syrian, Iraqi and Yazidi and Druze communities that have fled here?
A historic prosecution awaits 2 of the returned women, Kawsar Ahmed and Zainab Ahmed. For the first time, Australian law is being used to prosecute citizens for slavery charges allegedly committed overseas. Kawsar Ahmed is accused of slave trading in June 2017. It's alleged she and her daughter exercised power over a person in at least half a dozen locations within Syria's Deir ez-Zor province, which borders Iraq, for almost a year and a half. The pair will face a bail hearing in Melbourne on Monday, while a 4th woman, Janae Saffer, remains behind bars in New South Wales. One of her relatives, a 42-year-old Sydney man who helped repatriate the group, was arrested as they returned and charged with an unrelated assault. 9 News understands 21 women and children remain in northeastern Syria. The federal government insists, like this group, they won't be given any official help to return to Australia.
When the coalition were in government, we saw 40 people come back, and not just brides, but actual ISIS fighters come back to this country.
Penelope Leash, NBN News.
Specialist consultants have been appointed to lead the design process of the South Murwillumbah flood buyback precinct. The land cannot be used for housing following the 2022 floods, leaving Tweed Shire Council and the Reconstruction Authority to investigate other potential land uses. Community consultation is expected to begin within months to explore possibilities, including walking paths and public amenities. There's a small win for Norco farmers today, despite rising cost pressures on the dairy sector. The Northern Rivers Cooperative has taken out the CanStar Blue Award for most satisfied customers in the fresh full cream milk category. Norco says it's a coup for the local brand, outperforming national giants in one of the most competitive grocery categories. Thousands of music lovers have moved on to Lismore as the festival ended its lengthy hiatus. Debuting a fresh layout and a powerhouse Aussie lineup, locals are already hoping Groove and the Moo organisers will continue to call the Northern Rivers the event's home.
From playing footy on Oaks Oval to opening Groove and the Moo, Lismore's own Mr Rhodes was front and centre as the festival made its long-awaited return.
I've seen a lot of familiar faces in the crowd, even security guards, people working stalls, people in the crowd.
He's among 13 acts taking to the stage after organisers rejigged the event with its long-term sustainability front of mind.
And that was crazy, to be the first artist to be on stage at Groove and the Moo Lismore is ever, history.
Grooven was previously a travelling show with 5 stops. Poor ticket sales forced the festival's cancellation in 2024. Then came a hiatus. 8,000 of them were sold ahead of the gate's opening in Lismore, with more snapped up today.
Today there's so many Aussie acts, so we're so excited to see that, and locally in our town as well, which is insane.
We've been to the ones in Newey before, but not here.
The event may have been scaled back to 1 day and 1 stop, but there's high energy here and the ticket sales to match, so local music lovers are hoping Groove and the Moo will be staged in Lismore for years to come.
It's so good for the local area, and hopefully it sticks around, because it's unreal to see such good acts in such a small area, but that attracts so many people.
I think the vibe is just really good, and I think it's really good for Lismore to have something like this and kind of bring everyone together,
Tara Carrigan, NBN News.
From the Tweed to the Victoria border, fire and rescue stations have opened their doors across the state to the delight of families. But it wasn't just an opportunity to show off crews' capabilities, with education a key part of the initiative, heading into a busy winter for the emergency service.
They're prepared for anything to keep the community safe, and after plenty of planning, it was time to give the Mid-North Coast locals a first-hand look at what it takes to be a firefighter.
There you go, so push that one down.
The purpose of the day is to open our doors, invite our community in, say thank you for supporting us. We appreciate it very much, and we're here for you.
Before midday, Tari's Fire and Rescue Station was filled with families.
So, in here we've got our gloves, and your hands, so seatbelts, so we can sit 4 in there, in the back there.
Taking in every detail.
Of course, we've got the trucks open, we've got all our equipment on display, we've got fire safety information, there's a sausage sizzle around the corner that's been put on.
And that creates the chance for conversation.
Recruitment is a topic, yes, but our main topic today is home fire safety, winter fire safety, just acknowledging the dangers of winter.
Fire and rescue crews spend their lives rushing towards danger and are put to the test during the cooler months as structure fires become more common. That's something they're looking to drive down through prevention and addressing risks in the home.
Smoke alarms, it's coming into winter, fireplaces, heating. We're just trying to get the safety message across.
They're also encouraging people to have an escape plan ready before an emergency happens. And if it does...
And we're here for you 365 days a year, 24/7.
Kendra Jewell, NBN News.
And looking at the weather for the Northern Rivers and the Gold Coast, mostly sunny with moderate south-southeasterly winds early this afternoon. A cool morning for inland areas, dipping to 4 at Grafton, 6 for Casino and Lismore, 9 to 24 the range at Coolangatta today, 25 for the Gold Coast. You're watching NBN News. Still ahead, the latest from the Hunter virus hit cruise ship. We're live from the Canary Islands, where the vessel is now headed. The heart-stopping moment, a head-on crash plays out on a busy bridge. Changes to firearms licensing afoot, the new measures announced by the state government today. And a milestone for democracy in Australia, 125 years since our first federal parliament.
The perfect cup begins long before that creamy first sip. Because cafe quality taste begins with barista quality milk. How good? So good.
Some sort of portal surge.
Question is, where to?
I've just been 1.5 billion years into the future and I'm still paying too much for my car and home insurance.
Or you could alter your future by switching to Budget Direct. After all, they've paid out over $1.5 billion on claims in the last 12 months. Do yourself a favour. Quote with Budget Direct first.
Insurance solved with Budget Direct.
You can earn Medibank Live Better rewards points by stepping, fast stepping, faster stepping, freestyling, butterflying, eyeing, eyeballing, airballing, driving less, guzzling, guffawing, deep breathing, and that thing. The more you do, the more you can earn, with up to $400 in rewards every year. Live better with Medibank.
The people we love spreading germs. But we've got you. Dettol. Spread the love, not the germs.
There's 162 steps in making a hat and about 66 pairs of hands that each hat will go through. We're one of the only hat manufacturers in the world that actually makes them start to finish. It's pretty important that we maintain that because it's definitely a dying skill. And that's what makes that Kuba so special, is we're locally made by Australians for Australians.
On a Saturday, Maud normally organises her finances, but not today. Today, she's out tufting, guilt-free. That's because she switched to a better deal and got a $300 Finder reward. At Finder, we do the hard stuff, so you can do you stuff, like tufting, whatever that is.
Find a better deal for you. Finder.com.au.
Unrecreation is spreading, and only one thing can stop it.
Honey, is that a car?
No, that's the Recreational Activity Vehicle 4. Made for recreationists. And the recreation-ish. So get on board and inflate the inflatable, because the hero of recreation is here.
What do we got here?
It's actually the...
All-new RAV4. Long live recreation. Toyota.
There's confirmation tonight 5 people from Australia are on board the Hunter virus-riddled cruise ship. Europe correspondent Josh Bavis is in Tenerife in the Canary Islands, where the vessel will arrive in the coming hours. Josh, what more do we know?
Well, Jane, there are 4 Australian citizens and a permanent resident on board, but no passengers will be allowed to stay in the Canary Islands or catch a commercial flight home. Instead, every nation is responsible to repatriate their own people back home. During a briefing yesterday, I asked the Canary Islands government if the Australian officials had reached out to organise such flights, like other countries have. They said that they hadn't heard that yet, but there was discussion about possible collaboration with the United States for these flights. Now, some locals here aren't happy about the ship's expected arrival, saying there aren't enough resources to deal with it. However, some others are a little more optimistic.
This is a small island at the end, right? So we don't have all the resources to handle a pandemic, like a small pandemic like this.
I feel that everybody needs to help another people.
And Jane, on the current trajectory, the ship is expected to arrive here in Tenerife within the next 24 hours.
There, thank you. US President Donald Trump has announced a 3-day ceasefire between Ukraine and Russia. It's due to last until Monday local time, coinciding with Russia's Victoria Day celebrations. Ukraine President Volodymyr Zelensky confirming the ceasefire with a prisoner swap also expected. A man has denied threatening Andrew Mountbatten Windsor near his home on Sandringham Estate in the east of England. Alex Jenkinson faced court in the UK and was granted bail on the condition he doesn't go near a number of sites linked to the royal family. A trial has been set for July, with the former prince expected to give evidence. A bizarre police pursuit has played out in Sydney's west overnight, with parts of Guildford sent into lockdown for several hours. The desperate search sparked from a simple traffic infringement, that driver then fleeing after firing several shots into the air.
The hunt is on.
The rifles are being pulled out. This is a full standoff.
A large-scale search for a shooter wearing high-vis last spotted in Guildford. Authorities aren't taking any chances.
This guy's got his gun out.
Weapons drawn, flashlights on. This squad search a vacant block near Robertson Road, circling a cubby house. The gunman could be hiding anywhere. That's police kicking in a fence paling as the streets are put into lockdown.
You can't come in. There's a police operation going on. Best for you, safer to keep away.
A dramatic search started with police spotting something so simple.
A vehicle with irregular number plates commit a right-hand turn against traffic signs.
The vehicle in question, this ute, initially seen in South Wentworthville before taking authorities on a 9-kilometre chase and eventually pinned by police. But the driver made a run for it, firing 5 shots into the air.
Sirens, and then 3 gunshots. Pop, pop, pop. And that was it.
The male, in my opinion, is totally irresponsible, is totally stupid in his actions by discharging a firearm in a public place.
So after a 6-hour manhunt and a search of that vehicle, authorities are still no closer to figuring out who exactly they're looking for and are hoping a member of the public can identify him.
We're very lucky that no one was killed or injured.
Police don't know who this man is and don't know why he went to great lengths to avoid capture. 2 questions they want answered. Alex Heinke, NBN News.
A serious crash has been caught on camera on a busy Brisbane bridge. A red sedan filmed veering onto the wrong side of the road at Indooroopilly, slamming head-on into an oncoming driver. No one was seriously injured. The state government is injecting nearly $40 million into the state's firearms registry. The cash uplift is set to help implement changes to licensing in the wake of the Bondi Beach terror attack, including reducing the licence period from 5 years to 2.
Part of the changes that we made were 2-year compulsory renewals. That means that the gun registry has to go through all of those compliance checks, all the checks and balances every 2 years. This uplift will assist in them achieving that.
The extra funding will also help carry out other key parts of the reforms, including funding additional staff and system upgrades. The Prime Minister, Governor-General and other dignitaries have gathered to mark a significant milestone in Australia's history. 125 years ago today, our first national parliament opened at Melbourne's Royal Exhibition Building, and it's prompted calls to restore the historic landmark.
On May 9, 1901, more than 12,000 people filled the Royal Exhibition Building to witness the birth of Australia's federal parliament. Now, 125 years later, political powers unite under the same roof again, representing a new era.
Because it's not just our parliament that now looks so different. We are different. Migrant and multicultural communities, First Peoples representatives, faith leaders, young people, women in leadership.
Better, fairer, more equal and more united than the old divisions of the old world.
And while we have come so far, we're being encouraged to take a step back in time.
We've got the State Landau, which carried the Duke and Duchess of York to the celebrations.
I find it very interesting. I don't know much about Australian history.
I think it's a pretty beautiful building in of itself.
125 years of Federation, I mean, that's pretty special.
A building which then served as a makeshift hospital during the Spanish flu in 1919, dodged the wrecking ball in 1948 by a single council vote before being declared a UNESCO World Heritage Site in 2004. This grand old building has stood through countless moments in Australia's history, but as age starts to take its toll, there are growing calls for it to be restored to its former glory.
The city, the state and the nation need to come together, make the contribution that's necessary.
Isabel Quinlan, NBN News.
Coming up next, hostages taken in a brazen German bank heist, the hunt now on for the suspects. Rattle recall the baby products that could pose a choking risk. Sir David Attenborough's incredible 100th birthday bash with royals on the guest list. And eager Jets fans head down the M1 as Newcastle prepares to take on Sydney FC in the A-League semi-final.
Amart Stock Take sale is on now. Save up to 50% off a huge range, like the Sentinel Electric Recliner range, now up to $700 off. Or the Linus Dining range, save up to $1,000. Hurry, shop in-store or online today at Amart.
Ooh, should have gone to Specsavers. The Specsavers Spextravaganza store-wide sale is on. Get any 2 pairs for $199, save up to $200. Limited time only.
Switch to AGL and unlock $200 in electricity bill credits and another $200 when you add internet. That's up to $400 in electricity bill credits. Switch today and join the change.
Bowel cancer is Australia's second biggest cancer killer, but you can help us change that. We're sending out millions of these bowel cancer screening kits. Because if detected early, this hidden killer can be successfully treated in more than 90% of cases. There's a lot we can do if you do the test.
At HCF, we're not for profit. So what are we for? Well, we're not for paying out profits. We are for giving profits back to our members in benefits. So you get more. You get more. You're a cat. You, over there, you get more.
It's not just your hearing. For us, it's your life. Over 2 million Australians have already trusted Amplifon with their hearing test. Now it's your turn. Hear the difference for yourself. Try our advanced hearing tech with our free trial up to 30 days. Plus receive our market-leading 5-year warranty at no extra cost. Call 13MyEars today to book your free hearing test.
Dolly's Dream exists to support kids and families experiencing bullying, giving them the vital support they need to feel safe and heard. But we can't do it alone. We need your help. Donate to help end bullying at dollysdream.org.au.
Best sheds, up to 40% cheaper. American Barnes from $9,250. Also backed by a 20-year manufacturer's warranty. Call Best Sheds on 1-800 15 17 18 or check out our range at bestsheds.com.au.
The Lismore Gemfest is back. Step into a world of dazzling crystals, rare minerals and hidden treasures waiting to be discovered. As one of Australia's premier gem and crystal celebrations, Lismore Gemfest is an unmissable event for collectors, enthusiasts and families alike. Discover stunning gemstones, explore sparkling exhibits and witness live demonstrations. Plus enjoy hands-on activities, trade displays and so much more. Don't miss the 34th Lismore Gemfest, 2 massive days of fun and fascination. May 16th and 17th at Lismore Showground. See you there.
A family has been left shattered after an 81-year-old man was struck and killed outside a train station in Sydney's south in what police say was a case of negligent driving. The man behind the wheel has now been charged, released after being granted bail.
On the Friday afternoon run home, school children, workers among many at busy Railway Road in Cabramatta. In an instant, smiles turned to disbelief. These crowds of people now witnesses to a deadly crash. Pinned underneath the white MG, an 81-year-old man. This photo snapped by a shocked onlooker. The driver still inside, the pedestrian trapped beneath the car.
Speechless. I was shocked. So, it's like
something that you don't expect to happen normally.
The crash happened at 4 p.m. 9 News understands the driver was leaving the commuter car park outside the Cabramatta train station when something went horribly wrong. Police and paramedics arrived on scene in minutes. Despite their best efforts, the elderly man couldn't be saved.
He was under the car trapped, and I think that he's pronounced dead.
Today, two of his daughters returning to the crash site, pausing and paying their respects. The driver, a 51-year-old man, wasn't injured, but he was taken to Liverpool Hospital for mandatory testing, then brought back here to Cabramatta Police Station, charged with negligent driving, causing death. Tonight, out on bail, he'll face Liverpool court next month. Bailey Kenzie, NBN News.
A Hollywood-style bank heist has played out in Germany, but this time it's no film. 2 people were taken hostage, one of them believed to be the driver of an armoured vehicle. And tonight, the suspects are at large.
7 members from the Special Operations Team make their move after a 5-hour hostage hold-up inside a bank in a small town of Western Germany. Officers initially unsure how many people were being held inside and feared there were multiple suspects. With so many unknowns, the emergency response was massive, the community forced into lockdown. Officers later revealing the driver of an armoured cash vehicle had been ambushed. One of 2 people officers found locked in a vault. We are relieved that the hostages have been freed, this officer says. They're deeply affected by what has happened. But when police entered, the suspects had disappeared. They're now trying to work out how that happened and if they escaped before officers arrived. The Volksbank branch, a crime scene with at least 1 man on the run. In London, Mimi Becker, NBN News.
A recall tonight for 3 types of baby rattles and teethers. Consumer watchdog ACCC says they don't comply with mandatory standards and the small parts could pose a risk of serious injury or death by choking or suffocation. Sheen Distribution Australia will contact customers via email, providing a full refund. There's a big funding boost in the federal budget for our national science agency, the CSIRO. The federal government providing an extra $387 million over the next 4 years for more groundbreaking research to tackle some of Australia's biggest challenges. The funding will include keeping our agricultural industry safe from biosecurity threats. For generations, he's been the voice of nature, and today Sir David Attenborough has celebrated 100 years on planet Earth, a milestone as remarkable as the creatures he's documented. King Charles, Coldplay's Chris Martin, and our very own Cate Blanchett, all featuring at a very special event.
100 years old and still full of life. The world's most renowned natural historian taking a trip down memory lane with 5,000 people at London's Royal Albert Hall.
It is a rare privilege to celebrate a century of life, but it is rarer still when that person has transformed the way we see the only home that we have, planet Earth.
The King writing a letter to the new centenarian, as is custom in the Commonwealth, adding an extra message for an old friend.
It is amazing to think that you and I have known one another for more than 60 years. I wish you a very happy 100th birthday.
The delivery of the King's handwritten note, ultimately a job for the animals Sir David cares so deeply about.
A near miraculous escape.
After 7 decades of that voice teaching us about the natural world.
It was one of the most privileged moments of our life.
Special performances, paid tribute.
Nothing changed at all, and if you close your eyes.
Happy birthday, Sir David!
Birthday wishes too from countless celebrities.
All of us in Coldplay here in the jungles of Malibu, California.
We send you so much love and respect.
Thank you truly for everything you've done and continue to do.
I hope you're surrounded by those you love and those who love you.
Happy birthday, Sir David. On behalf of all bears everywhere.
An extraordinary tribute for Sir David Attenborough here at Royal Albert Hall. Friends, colleagues, fans and fellow lovers of planet Earth coming together to celebrate a remarkable human.
I was crying, I think you were crying, everybody was just happy.
Yeah, it was my dream to come here. I arrived from Brazil and David Attenborough just changed my life.
The British narrator loves the UK. His country showing the feeling is mutual.
And I think to myself, wonderful world.
In London, Hannah Sinclair.
Quite simply wonderful.
NBN News.
Pope Leo has marked the first anniversary as head of the Catholic Church with a visit to the Italian city of Naples. Crowds lining the streets to see the pontiff, who later gave an address in a central piazza, urging for a culture of peace. Hollywood actress Sydney Sweeney has been spotted in regional Queensland filming scenes for a new Netflix film. The Euphoria star landed at Toowoomba's Wellcamp Airport via helicopter yesterday morning. The airport was used to shoot a number of action scenes for the movie titled Gundam, which is also being filmed on the Gold Coast. Buses of keen Newcastle Jet supporters have made their way down to Sydney this afternoon ahead of tonight's much-anticipated semi-final match against Sydney FC. It follows a dream run for the top-of-the-table team after scoring the Australia Cup and the Premier's Plate. The A-League showdown kicks off at Allianz Stadium at 7:40, and I'm sure we will have a full match report on that tomorrow night.
Absolutely, we will.
It's time for sport now with Jack Mahony, and what an afternoon for Knights fans.
It certainly was, Jane. Hopefully the celebrations continue after this afternoon's rout. Skipper Kalen Ponga was celebrating game 150, but it was his teammate who stole the show, scoring 5 tries in a demolition job. And Craig Bellamy speaks about his future at the Storm following his devastating health diagnosis, plus why the Swans say they need to be better, despite winning 6 straight.
Amart Stock Take sale is on now. Save up to 50% off a huge range.
When you need urgent medical care, but it's not life-threatening, that's a case for a bulk-billed walk-in Medicare Urgent Care Clinic. Find locations and opening hours at health.gov.au/Medicare UCC. Authorised by the Australian Government, Canberra.
And remember, hobby horsing is more than a hobby.
Whoa, giddy up, Narelle. Whoa. Now let's meet real Yui customer Beck. Her hobby is saving money, $336 to be exact.
That's right. I switched to Yui on my car insurance and saved $336.
Whoa, $336? Are you horsing around?
No.
Oh, nay. Sorry, bit feisty. Oh, gotta go. Shop around. Try Yui.
Yui, you insured.
At the Australian Federal Police, everyday people do legendary work in over 200 diverse roles around Australia and the world. Everyday people, legendary work.
Go Harvey Norman and upgrade and save on selected laundry. Upgrade now to the latest front load, top load, dryers and washer dryer combos and save up to $500. Upgrade and save up to $500 on selected laundry. Best prices now at Harvey Norman.
Unrecreation is spreading, and only one thing can stop it.
Honey, is that a car?
No, that's the Recreational Activity Vehicle 4. Made for recreationists. And the recreation-ish. So get on board and inflate the inflatable, because the hero of recreation is here.
What do we got here?
It's actually the...
All-new RAV4. Long live recreation. Toyota.
Expert servicing, repairs and maintenance by factory-trained technicians using quality, genuine Suzuki spare parts. Gold Coast Suzuki Marine, Waterway Drive, Coomera.
For those who demand more from every acre, there's no compromise. There's Deutz Fahr. Engineered in Germany, built with more precision, more innovation, more comfort, and more performance from 62 to 336 horsepower. This is what premium feels like in the field. Now is the time to break new ground. The grass is greener with Deutz Fahr. Talk to your local dealer today.
The Dragons' drought has continued as the Knights piled on the points this afternoon. Greg Marju with a day to remember, crossing 5 times to help Newcastle reclaim the Alex McKinnon Cup. It was the skipper's day. Kalen Ponga leading out the side for his 150th NRL match. All eyes now on the Titans next week. With a very famous face watching on, the Rabbitohs have built an 18-0 halftime lead over the Sharks. Co-owner Russell Crowe loving the action as Alex Johnston crossed for a first-half double at Accor Stadium, scoring in his 9th straight game. Jason Riles and Mitch Moses have praised the young Eels' resilience following a wild finish in their 33-30 victory over North Queensland. Moses kicked the match-winning field goal, while a star Cowboy suffered an injury that will have major State of Origin implications.
From our young boys who haven't had much experience to come up with big plays in big moments, it's really pleasing to see.
Relief and pride. Just at how hard they fought and how we never gave up.
He's a tough kid, wanted to stick it out.
That leaves Sam Walker and Daly Cherry Evans as contenders for a Queensland halves call-up. They're certainly in form, leading the Roosters to their 6th straight victory, 28-12 over the Titans.
We were going into each game wanting better. I feel like we got, probably 60 to 70 minutes tonight. And we didn't get 80.
The only downside for the Roosters, Victor Radley facing a 1 to 2 game ban for a high tackle. Luke Duffy, NBN News.
The Panthers believe they're well equipped to handle the upcoming State of Origin period, despite boasting a younger roster than in previous seasons. Ivan Cleary backing his developing players to step up.
I think they're all aware of how it goes, so we're just sort of taking things 1 week at a time, trying to keep our eye on the ball, really. But we always know it's coming.
Informed centre Casey McLean is not one of the names Cleary is expecting to lose to Blues duty. And Craig Bellamy says he's unsure if he'll continue coaching the Melbourne Storm next year as he battles a form of neurodegenerative disorder. The premiership winning mentor speaking for the first time since his diagnosis was made public.
An NRL coach for the past 24 years, Craig Bellamy understands the interest in his personal life, but the 66-year-old made it clear he's not willing to share specific details about his health condition.
This is private to me, okay? The footy's what you're here to talk about, okay?
But Bellamy was willing to express his gratitude for the overwhelming support he's received from the rugby league community.
I was surprised how much support. I can't believe how many messages I've got, and I'd probably say that I really apologise. I haven't got back to any, I don't think. Been pretty busy with the footy, but I really appreciate it, and hopefully I'll get back to you soon.
Despite signing a 2-year extension in February, the recent diagnosis means the veteran coach isn't sure if he'll see out his contract.
Do you plan to coach next season?
I don't know. I'm thinking about this week.
His immediate focus, lifting his players' spirits.
He's getting down to the dumps too far. It's hard to come out of that.
As the Storm aim to snap their 7-game losing streak against the Tigers.
We've had a few ideas of trying to solve it, but hasn't sort of worked out like that yet, So we just need to find a way sometime real soon.
The Waratahs Super Rugby finals hopes are almost certainly over. After a horror start cost them victory against the Highlanders, New South Wales trailed 21-0 after 20 minutes, and despite a fast finish, fell 31-26, their 13th straight defeat in New Zealand. The Tars now must win their final 3 games and have multiple other results go their way to have any hope of making the top 6. It wasn't the Swans' best performance, but they did enough, holding on for a 105-97 victory over North Melbourne, extending their winning streak to 6 games. Isaac Heaney, Hayden McLean and Logan McDonald all kicking 3 goals. Sydney twice fought back from behind.
Yeah, obviously last 2 weeks, the teams have taken it right up to us. So I guess pressure, teams got to come after us being at the top. So got to make sure we're ready for it.
Next up for the ladder-leading Swans, Collingwood at the SCG on Friday. After the break, the Knicks move closer to the conference finals, the latest from the NBA playoffs, and concerning signs for Alex de Minaur ahead of the French Open.
So you're planning a trip overseas. You've saved the reels, dropped the pins, found the flight, booked the room. I'll stay high. Checked your passport? Top pocket. But do you know if your medication is legal where you're going? Or if drinking alcohol affects your travel insurance? Or what if you get pickpocketed? Get official advice, essential warnings and important tips at smarttraveller.gov.au and know before you go. Authorised by the Australian Government, Canberra.
Come on.
TAFE New South Wales will help you shape the future of manufacturing with fully subsidised microskills in advanced, heavy industry and net zero manufacturing. Enrol for free today. Search TAFE New South Wales Manufacturing Centres of Excellence. TAFE!
Australians for 100 years. Now we're helping protect and prepare them for the next 100.
If you've got heartburn, try this Gaviscon chewing gum.
Gaviscon works fast to neutralise acid in the stomach.
Tastes good.
New great tasting Gaviscon chewing gum.
Menopause. Oh. Cooling sheets, cooling pillow, cool bottle, cool couch. Solidarity, sister.
Yeah, sure.
Dolly's Dream exists to support kids and families experiencing bullying, giving them the vital support they need to feel safe and heard. But we can't do it alone. We need your help. Donate to help end bullying at dollysdream.org.au.
At Lismore's Banzai Japanese restaurant, enjoy succulent sushi made to order, light as air tempura, fresh sashimi, banquet menu options, and exquisite service. Open Tuesdays to Saturdays. Book online today for authentic Japanese dining at Banzai.
40 Winks 40 Frenzy is here. Shop our exclusive range of Tempur products. Get 50% off the Cool Quilt Pro Plus mattress, Ergo adjustable base range, and 30% off Tempur's pillows for a limited time. Terms, conditions, and exclusions apply. 40 Winks, serious about sleep.
This report brought to you by Harvey Norman. Shop in store and online. Best brands, best range, best prices.
Alex de Minaur's worrying form slump has worsened less than 2 weeks out from the French Open. The Demon suffering a 4th defeat from his past 5 matches on clay, beaten by world number 106 Matteo Arnaldi in the opening round of the Italian Open. Returning from 2 months out with a shoulder injury, 24-time Grand Slam champion Novak Djokovic was also upset in the first round. The New York Knicks have taken a commanding 3-0 series lead over the Philadelphia 76ers in the NBA Eastern Conference semi-finals. Superstar point guard Jalen Brunson draining 33 points to lift the Knicks to a 108-94 victory. Over in the West, San Antonio beat Minnesota 115-108 to take a 2-1 advantage. And Australia's Travis Pisana has celebrated one of the best moments of his career, hitting his first home run in Major League Baseball. The former #1 draft pick clearing the fence in his 9th match, helping the Cleveland Guardians to a 6-4 win over the Minnesota Twins. The Aussie donning the team's medieval Knights helmets in the dugout for the Pride of Jenny is the pride of the glitter strip tonight. The Kieran Maher trained mare holding on to claim the Hollandale Stakes in dominant fashion on the Gold Coast, beating out 2 former Melbourne Cup winning horses in Half Yours and Knight's Choice, opening the Queensland Racing Carnival's winter features in style. Returning to rugby league, the Gold Coast Titans fielded a new look side last night, with Tweed Seagulls players Jensen Taumapia and Zane Harrison starting in the Roosters clash to make their respective NRL debuts. Coach Josh Hannay says Harrison was especially impressive, filling the halfback role despite the 16-point loss.
I don't know. I thought he was pretty special tonight for a kid against a really good side. He was sort of Zane was the guy getting our footy on, and he just looked right at home.
The Tweed Seagulls face a crucial Q Cup clash this weekend if they're to stay within touching distance at the top of the table. Coach Joe Callaghan is calling on his senior leaders to step up tomorrow when they host the Western Clydesdales.
The unwanted tale of a Queensland Cup ladder is something the Tweed Seagulls and Western Clydesdales currently share.
We're down at the bottom end of the ladder with them at the moment. We've got 2 teams that are trying to get a bit more rhythm and a little bit more momentum in their season, and hopefully we can be the one that gets that going this week.
The sides face off at Piggabeen Park tomorrow, and while the Seagulls have 2 wins to their name, the Clydesdales are still chasing a maiden win under their new head coaches.
Where they are on the ladder doesn't represent how they're going as a football team. I coached against Ben and Shane a long time ago. I've got a lot of respect for Ben and Shane as coaches, and I know the type of program they're trying to build there at the moment.
Both sides are still struggling to string a full 80-minute performance together, completing at just 70% this season.
The danger thing is when you're playing against a team like Toowoomba is getting too fixated on Toowoomba. Look, the Tweed Seagulls have plenty we need to work on at the moment as well.
Young halfback Patrick Owen returns to the side alongside Sonny Karma on the wing. The pair called up after the Seagulls lost 2 of their best in a double debut for the Titans last night.
I think it's just about Paddy being Paddy. He doesn't need to be, Zane Harrison. He doesn't need to try and take up, the strengths that Zane has in his game. Paddy has his own strengths in his game as well. I think he's a great runner of the footy.
O'Callaghan calling on the side's more experienced players to lead from the front.
It's a bit of pressure actually more on some of our older heads, like Lyndon McGrady. They need to probably step up and steer the ship off Pat.
Kick-off is at 2 p.m. Tara Carrigan, NBN News.
A busy weekend is just the start of a big week for the Manning Valley's best netballers. Players preparing for matches in the Newcastle Netball Representative Competition on May 17. The local association says it comes as teams fared well in last week's Manning Valley All-Age Carnival.
So that was really successful. We had 41 teams here participating, lots of associations from around like the North Coast and down from the Hunter as well. And we had 4 of our teams sitting at the top of the ladder at the end of the day.
The regular competition and regional carnivals keeping players primed for the state title in Sydney in June and the juniors in July. And Jane, that's all for sport.
Nice one. Thank you, Jack. Stay with us. We're going to check all of your local weather details after the break, including the forecast for Mother's Day tomorrow. Will it be okay for your picnics or your barbecues, or should you stay inside? We'll have all the details right after the break.
Clive's dream for scenic flights grounded, shortchanged by council.
How short is the taxiway?
About 40 metres.
Bingo Car Insurance does away with these fluffy extra bits to keep premiums low. Oh, been nice knowing you, Fluffy. Bingo Car Insurance. No fluffy bits.
Eureka Furniture. For you, Mum, there's amazing fragrances at Amcal Pharmacy this Mother's Day. Gift Mum, Sarah Jessica Parker Lovely 30ml, just $9.99. Elizabeth Arden Red Door 100ml, $34.99. Calvin Klein Euphoria for Women 100ml, $59.99. Save $90 off RRP. Marc Jacobs Daisy Also Fresh 75ml, only $79.99. And YSL Black Opium 30ml, just $89.99. Shop Mum's favourite fragrances today. Amcal, for you, for life.
The global fuel shortage is affecting us all. To keep us moving, the government has been working to secure Australia's fuel supply and has a 4-level national fuel security plan. We're now at level 2, and we all have a part to play. Together, simple actions can make our supply go further and save fuel for our truckies, farmers and essential services. Every little bit helps. For fuel-saving tips, visit fuelplan.gov.au. Authorised by the Australian Government, Canberra.
The Mazda End of Financial Year event is on now. Get a great deal on select models across the Mazda range, including plug-in hybrid and hybrid. So don't miss out. Ends June 30.
My mom likes hugs. She always likes beautiful things. You are my heart. I love you, Mom. Happy Mother's Day.
Get that Disney Plus energy with Energy Australia. Enjoy 12 months of Disney Plus standard on us when you switch to FlexiPlan and stay. Deliver more with the world's #1 forklift brand. Get Toyota's legendary reliability. Get smarter energy solutions. Get Australia's leading service network. That's the Toyota Forklift Advantage.
Get a Toyota forklift.
This isn't just a raffle. It's actually a chance to change lives, to drive hope for all cancer patients. So grab your tickets right now.
Get your ticket now.
And help save lives.
Kingscliff Nursery. Over 5 acres of trees, native shrubs and exotic plants. Huge range of fruit trees, indoor and outdoor plants, pots, planters and much more. Buy direct, save heaps. Remember to say hi to Sally at Kingscliff Nursery, Cudgeon Road, Cudgeon.
Won't you please help me, help me.
We've helped Australians for 100 years. Now we're helping protect and prepare them for the next 100.
A stunning Saturday for the Northern Rivers and the Gold Coast. Some chilly air lingering, though, after that cold front swept through, ushering in a polar air mass on Thursday. A big high-pressure system in the south of the nation is dominating our weather, keeping skies mostly clear. Cloud over the tropical northeast with moist airflow is bringing the odd shower. Now, tomorrow, that big high-pressure system over the Bight will drive a few showers over southern parts of the country, as well as showers offshore of New South Wales and southeast Queensland, but still mostly dry and sunny elsewhere. Mostly sunny today with a slight chance of a shower along the coastal fringe this evening. Light winds today, which became moderate south-southeasterly in the early afternoon. A top of 25 at Grafton, dipping to just 4 this morning, 12 to 22 at Evans Head, 6 to 23 at Lismore, and a top of 24 for Coolangatta, 25 on the Gold Coast. Tomorrow's forecast for Mother's Day, partly cloudy with a medium chance of showers along the coastal fringe, a slight chance elsewhere. We're predicting light winds tomorrow, becoming moderate south-southeasterlies in the middle of the day, then light during the evening. 26 for Grafton tomorrow, 23 at Evans Head, 22 for Lismore and Casino, 24 for Tweed Heads, 25 for the Gold Coast. Coastal waters information for tomorrow, seas at 1.5 metres with a 2.5 metre swell for the Byron Coast, southerlies up to 20 knots. You can see sunrise at 6:19 for the Byron Coast, sunset at 5:08, the low tide at 9:09 a.m. And for the Gold Coast, sunrise at 6:17 and the high tide at 2:11 a.m. Now, the outlook for Tweed Heads, mid-20s for the next few days with showers forecast. Monday, partly cloudy with a high chance of showers. For Ballina, a top of 23 degrees for the next 7 days with some showers likely most days. For Lismore, a top of 21 on Monday with some showers possible, up to 15 millimetres for Thursday and Friday. And finally, Grafton, Mother's Day is looking nice and sunny and warm, a top of 24 on Monday. And that is the NBN News for this Saturday. Deb Knight is up next with a current affair. From all the team here, enjoy your evening. Good night.